I remember the day I met Rachel, like a haunting imprint scorched into my soul. It was a bleak Tuesday, with rain hammering the city, that kind of drizzling gray that smelled of soggy earth, wet leaves, and stale coffee. I'd slipped into a tiny cafe to escape the downpour before dragging myself to work. Minutes later, she barreled in, wrestling with a ruined umbrella, hair plastered to her forehead, rainwater dripping from her coat, laughing at her own chaos like a walking storm. She wasn't your classic beauty, not the glossy magazine cover kind. She was disordered, erratic, and utterly spellbinding. Our eyes met, just briefly. I smiled. She smiled back, and the world clicked. 6 months after that messy little miracle, we were living together. A year later, we tied the knot. It happened almost effortlessly. Rachel had this magnetic spark, an unpredictable fire that drew people to her like moths. I was one of many caught in her orbit, but I truly believed I was the core of her universe. Together, we wove a life, a shared rhythm, inside jokes, silly rituals. We made a home that looked like love incarnate, the kind people dream about, or so I believed. The early years felt like heaven on earth. She was my partner, my constant. Her presence could brighten the dullest space. Every getaway felt like a fantasy turned real. Even ordinary Tuesdays were electric because she was in them. I crafted my dreams around her. The future, the children, the forever. All of it with Rachel at the center. But then, subtle shifts began. I didn't notice at first. Or more truthfully, I refused to acknowledge them. You never want to believe that the one you love could be drifting away. But drift she did. Slowly. Almost invisibly. More work meetings. More late-night calls. Networking events. Her laugh grew quieter, less reachable. Her phone, once tossed casually on the kitchen counter, now lived glued to her side. She even began tucking it beneath her pillow as she slept. Then came that night. She arrived late. Her makeup was smeared, and she reeked of a man's cologne, one I didn't own. I confronted her. She smiled too casually and explained it was probably from someone at the office, offered a lazy hug, and waved it off. You know how close our team is, she chuckled. I nodded, but inside, nausea churned in my gut, a dread I couldn't shake. It was Jake, my childhood best friend, who finally burst the dam. He called one night, voice shaky, hesitant. He'd spotted Rachel in town, hand in hand with some guy who was clearly not me. For a moment, I drowned. My chest hollowed, breath robbed. I thanked him. I remember that, even though I felt like my insides had caved in. After that, I couldn't speak, couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. I mentally combed through our years together, desperately trying to trace the cracks I must have overlooked. But I wasn't going to confront her empty-handed. My heart needed undeniable proof, a brutal, cold truth I could hold. So, I hired a private investigator, Carl, a quiet man with sharp eyes and zero illusion left about humanity. Jake had recommended him. Carl looked like someone who'd stared too long into darkness and stopped flinching. Carl worked fast. Days passed. Then came the photos, horrifyingly clear, undeniable, soul-shredding photos. Rachel, kissing a man in a dark coat just outside a hotel. Rachel, grinning while caressing his thigh across a candle-lit dinner table. Rachel, clutching his hand as they strolled into a hotel lobby. I sat there, numb, watching those pictures for hours. I didn't scream, didn't sob, just stared. My mind refused to let my heart accept what my eyes had seen. I printed them out, sealed them in an envelope, and hid them in my desk drawer. For days afterward, I played the perfect husband, kissed her goodbye, brewed her morning coffee, asked about her day. Every fake smile she gave me was another dagger in my ribs, but I waited. I wanted the confrontation on my terms. Meticulous, sharp, and unforgiving. Friday night. She walked in late again, hair flawless, lipstick freshly applied, wearing that unfamiliar perfume that now made my skin crawl. "Sorry, babe," she called cheerfully. "Dinner ran late." I was already on the couch. The envelope sat in my lap. "Mind sitting down for a minute?" I asked quietly. She blinked, puzzled, but sat beside me. "What's going on?" she said, reaching for the remote. Instead, I handed her the envelope. She looked at it, confused. "What is this?" "Photos," I said softly, sounding hollow. "Tell me what they show." She unfolded the paper, slid out the prints, and started flipping through them. Her hands stilled. Color drained from her face. Her lips parted in a silent gasp. Her eyes darted over the images again and again, as if sheer disbelief could alter what was captured. "This, I, it's not what it looks like," she stammered, eyes wild. "You're kissing him, holding hands, entering a hotel together. It looks exactly like what it is." Her lips quivered. She let the envelope fall. Photos scattered across the wooden floor like broken memories. "Jason, I'm sorry." I said nothing. I just looked at her. "It was a mistake," she whispered, grabbing my hand. I pulled it back. "How long?" I asked flatly. She lowered her gaze. "A few months. His name? Logan. He's from work." "Do you love him?" She said nothing. Her silence screamed louder than any answer. I rose from the couch. "You need to leave." Her eyes widened, panic spreading like wildfire. "Number Jason, please. Don't do this. We can fix it." "No," I snapped, voice like steel. "You broke it, not me." And then she sobbed. Harsh, jagged cries that once would have wrecked me. But now, they grated on my nerves. False. Cold. She tried flipping the blame. Said I was distant. Said she felt neglected. Accused me of working too much. That I didn't notice her pain. Each excuse cut like glass. Her attempt to rewrite the past. To dodge the shame. But I had the truth. In pictures. In memories. In agony. I told her to pack. Watched her climb the stairs with shaky legs. I didn't follow. Didn't help. I sat there in silence until the door clicked shut for the last time. That night, I looked at our wedding photo above the fireplace. Two bright-eyed strangers grinning with hope. It wasn't us anymore. It never really was. I turned the frame face down and walked away. The days that followed blurred together. I filed the divorce papers, froze our shared accounts, changed the locks, blocked her number, told my parents, told friends. Half believed me. The other half asked if I'd tried harder. Her parents even rang, begging me to understand, saying Rachel was lost, that she still loved me. I said nothing. They weren't there when those photos hit the floor like glass shards. Within a month, I moved to a new city. A blank slate. Leased a bare-bones one-bedroom with walls that had no past. Started therapy. Something I swore I didn't need. Filled journals with rage and sorrow. Walked until my legs gave out. Some nights, I'd awaken expecting her beside me. Her laughter still haunting the air. But she was never there. Months turned. Seasons changed. The pain lessened. Not gone, but quieter. I picked up my paintbrush again. Met new faces. I wasn't ready for love, but I was ready for peace. 6 months after she left, a letter arrived. The handwriting was unmistakably hers. Jason, not a day goes by where I don't feel the weight of what I did. Logan ended it 3 months ago. He never meant for anything real. I lost it all. My job, my pride, and the man who truly loved me. I know I don't deserve your forgiveness. I just needed you to know. I'm sorry. I ruined everything. Always, Rachel? I read it once, folded it up, dropped it into the fireplace, and let it burn. 2 years later, I met Amelia. Soft-spoken, kind eyes. The opposite of Rachel in every conceivable way. She didn't crave the spotlight. She simply existed with love. We took it slow. We helped each other heal. The scars Rachel left behind still linger, faint but real. But they no longer define me. I'm not the shattered husband she left behind. I'm the man who emerged from the ashes. That night, when Rachel came home and I asked, "Can you explain this to me?" Wasn't just the collapse of our marriage. It was my liberation. She was broken that night. And for the first time, so was I. The end.